Hello, I'm Metal Kiwi, and this is a guide on Grotesque Guardians, or the Gargoyle boss. So, what is a Grotesque Guardian? Dusk and Dawn are the two Grotesque Guardians. It takes quite a long time to kill them, approximately 3 minutes. They have quite high hit point levels, about 600 each. They're both aggressive once the fight has been initiated, and they do not have poison, so they're not poisonous, and I don't know if they can be poisoned, potentially, not sure, but I don't think so. Dusk. Dusk has 600 hit points, as previously mentioned. He has a max hit of 15, a special attack of 33, that can hit 33 in his first melee phase fight, which I'll go through later. You can also hit a special attack in the final phase, which can hit 60 plus, which is very high if you're not careful. He uses the melee attack style against you, and you also need to use melee against him, as that is his weakness. Dawn. Dawn's hit points is 600. She has a max hit of 15, which is a normal attack. She has a special orb attack, which can hit 20 per orb, and I think there's about 3 orbs, so that could be up to 60 damage in the worst case. She uses both ranged and range attack styles, and I think she does use melee apparently, but you never really stand next to her, so it wouldn't be an issue. And she's weak to range. So you're probably thinking, why do I want to kill the Guardians? Well, money is sort of obviously the main motivator. You can get approximately per 4 kills about 100 to 300k cash in loot. That's obviously just a random out ballpark figure of what I've been getting personally. Maybe you'll get more or less, not sure. Granite Dust is a guaranteed drop, and you can use it on your cannonballs to upgrade them and make them better. It's very good, you get 50 to 100 every kill. And I'm also showing you on the screen there a few of the rare drops, which are worth quite a bit amount of money. Especially the Tourmaline Core, which I just sold it yesterday, I think, for 8 mil. So worth quite a lot. The Pet, and of course, what everyone really wants, the Jar of Stone. So requirements for the Guardians. You need a 75 Slayer, like killing any other gargoyle. You need a Brittle Key, which you can only get by killing normal gargoyles for a while, and eventually they'll drop your Brittle Key, which will allow you access to the gargoyle boss. You also need a Slayer task for gargoyles to be able to kill the boss, even after obtaining the key, or continuing the same task. You need both melee and ranged combat gear, so hybrid equipment, a rock hammer to smash the gargoyle bosses like any other one, and you'll see on the screen my recommended stats. So originally be high melee and range stats, good defense and prayer level. You could arguably do it with lesser stats, but I wouldn't recommend it. I know that purists can also kill it if you've got some good gear. So on screen you'll see a few different gear setups, which I would say would be good to use. I would go for a more DPS gear setup, that would help you a lot more. I won't go into too much detail on these, as I'll just show you in game what I'm using currently for this. So, at the moment, I am using the Slayer Helmet, Imbued, Torture Amulet, Bandos Armor, Primordial Boots, Barrow's Gloves, Berserker Ring. Blessing, very useful if you've got a Blowpipe for prayer bonus, Fire Cape. The Older Maul is my preference. You can use an Abyssal Bludgeon if you prefer. And you can sort of see the stats there. Because of the weight, I've got a stamina pot, so you can look at my inventory there and see, get a good idea of how you can set up your inventory. You can do it a little bit different if you like. I go for 4 kills per trip. If you can only get 1 kill, I would take a lot more food and a lot less prayer pots. As I say, this is because of my lower prayer point bonus there, and well, because I go for 4 kills. Then for range, I've got the switch here, so the Anguish Necklace and the ACP. That was accumulative, haven't got range cape for just the 1 switch. And then the Blowpipe, which is very useful. I personally use Adamant Darts. And then for the special attack, I use the Crystal Halberd. It does very well for DPS, so I'd say this is probably the best weapon to use. You could use something else, like a Saturn God Sword if you're struggling on supplies, or Dragon Halberd if you prefer. Up to you. I highly recommend also getting, if you haven't already, the Slayer Ring, which is hard to get, I know, about 300 Slayer points I think, and 75 crafting, but you can boost it, and it allows you to teleport very close by. I also take an emergency teleport. So, This is going to show you how you can get to the boss now. So I'm taking the shortcut. You can run all the way through Mauritania and get to the Seletar that way, which you should be aware of by now, I hope, if you look at this guide. Once you get inside the front door there, you can run up the chain, or run the long way around if you don't have the agility shortcut, like I do. Once you get up here, you can climb the stairs to this next floor again. So this is the second floor, or technically the first floor from the ground floor. And then you go up to the second floor, so one floor up again. And this is where the boss is, right there. Here's the entrance. Once you've used the key, which you obtained from normal gargoyles, to unlock the door, it will be like this, it'll be open. Until that point, you cannot open it, and therefore if you can't get inside, it's because you haven't unlocked the ability yet. Also, if you try to enter and it doesn't let you, but you have got the key unlocked, then it means that there's too many in that world, so you need to hop to a different world, unfortunately. That chest there, by the way, is where you can get your stuff back in case you die. So, when you're in, you can quite simply initiate the fight by ringing this bell. The first few times you'll need to go for a cutscene. Personally, I don't need to do the cutscene anymore, so I could just go quick start, but just because you're watching, I'm going to go the long way. I'd pause up before the fight starts, and your range gear on, because you're going to be fighting the Dawn first, who is the female counterpart of the two, dynamic duo, and she uses range sort of attacks or missile attacks, and she's weak to range as well. So what I do here is I pray melee, and I use an offensive range prayer, like Rigor or Eagle Eye. Then you just keep ranging Dawn and tank both bosses at the same time. What you can do, or what I should say you need to do, is when she chucks a little one of those at you, you need to click to the side to try and dodge it. Sometimes if you're unlucky like then, you're going to get trapped and you can't do anything about it. For a few seconds, you'll be stuck, but then you can start attacking her again. I try and dodge this every time because it just takes away your ability to do damage per second on her. Once she's at 50% health, you will go to the next phase, or near about 50%. During this bit, you need to dodge these little orange and purple circles on the floor. They will give you damage over time. So just walk around and don't go near them. You need to be at least one square away at all times. Then you'll fight Dusk for the second phase. He will do that ability there, which can hit you 30 damage there if you're not careful, and drop these rocks. As you can see, they hit about 10 each, up to 20s or so, and they stun you temporarily. Once he's done that special attack, the explosive one where he glows, once, he won't do it again, so don't worry after that, it's not really an issue, he'll stop. But he will keep dropping the rocks. If you take too long to kill him in this phase, he will do that explosive attack again. You need to run back at least 2 steps as quick as you can, because it will hit you about 33 and stun you, similar to the rock ability. As I say, with the rocks falling, just try and dodge them. Once you get them to 50%, get to the next phase. In this phase, you'll fight Dawn again, same as before. This time she'll throw 3 orbs. You need to focus on the orbs. Get them both, you'll get hit 2 damage per orb. After time, it will grow to the next size like that, and now you'll get hit 10 per orb. And if you wait way too long, they'll hit you 20s. You do need to get them though, because they will heal her health if you don't collect them. At this point, you just need to keep ranging her and dodging that orb if it appears, that big one that flies out, the white one. And that's what I need to do for this phase until she's dead. Don't forget, you need the rock hammer, because once she's at the point where she's basically dead, your character will run up and smash her. There's that orb again. And she can't do it. She's got the rock hammer. Right, final phase. This is where basically Dusk absorbs Dawn, and basically it's like Dusk on roids, basically. And he's quite powerful now. So what you need to do here is just hit as much damage as you can melee, and I personally play melee in the phase as well. What I would do is use at least sort of 2 Crystal Halley specs. You'll take him down pretty quick, or Halberd or SGS, whatever you've got. Get some health back, and then just keep hitting him, and you should be able to kill him pretty quick. Now I'm just going to go over that special attack again, so I'm just going to take a bit longer to kill it intentionally. To show that attack again. When he puts you in that little prison attack that I just shown you, what will happen is he will essentially sort of fly in the air and then move you into a little prism of some sort. You need to run to the side to make sure you dodge the damage that it gives you. It can hit about 60. This is the big attack I was talking about. You need to watch out for this. So yeah, again, he's flying. He'll push you inside. You need to click to there. You don't need to get out of it. As long as you're here, you're okay. And then after that, you're fine, and you can fight him again and then kill him. Same as before, once he's dead, you'll need to use the rock hammer again to smash him, and then he'll die, and then the boss fight is over. You get quite a lot of XP there, 1800 slow XP per kill, which I thought was very good. So Dragon Longsword, not bad. And that's the reward for that. You always get a double drop, by the way, for this boss. It's quite nice, and guaranteed Granite Dust. Anyway, that's been my Grotesque Guardian guide. I hope that's been useful for you. Thanks. Please leave comments, likes,